We're here with Jesper Myrfors in Oakland, California. He's finally made a second Grand Prix appearance after over 2 decades. 2 decades or so?
I was in Tacoma.
You were in Tacoma, of course.
Yep.
For which you showed up for your very first Grand Prix in forever.
Yeah.
Yep. And can you introduce yourself to all those who don't know you?
My name is Jesper Myrfors. I was the original art director for Wizards of the Coast. I did the graphic design on Magic, so if you've seen the card back, you've seen my work. Chris Rush also did the outlines for that. I did the original border designs, and I've art directed. I lose track. I art directed the first 5 sets of Magic, and then I came back and did a bunch of stuff, Unglued, and stuff after the Weatherlight. But I don't remember what the sets were. It's all a blur.
So you worked on Unglued, the very first Unglued.
Yes.
Must have been a very interesting experience.
On Unglued?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I worked with Mark Rosewater on that. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, the Elsa Jeep.
Interesting. Anyway, what are your influences and inspirations and tools of the trade?
Wow, that's an involved question. I'm really influenced by the classic fantasy illustrators. John Bauer and Elsa Beskov from Sweden were big influences on me. But also a lot of the modern artists, at least modern for me, from the 70s, Frazetta, Boris, Michael Whalen, Michael Kaluta, Bernie Wrightston, all of them have been big influences. You may not see it in my work, but they did influence me.
And can you tell us what you were doing before your time with Wizards?
I'm sorry?
What was your time like before with Wizards?
Before Wizards, I was in art school. And before that, I worked a lot of retail jobs in bookstores.
Especially the part where you met Bill Gates.
Yes, yeah. Bill Gates would come in really late at night, buy stuff.
All sorts of stuff?
All sorts of stuff. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Mr. Eugenics. and what do you think of Magic? What do you think of Magic now that it has survived 2 decades, going into a 3rd?
I am not surprised. I knew the game would be a success, and I was on the record when it came out that I knew it was going to be a success. So Magic really is whoever controls it property to lose, and I think Wizards has done a good job, particularly in the way they run the GPs, of keeping it alive and fresh.
Unlike Worlds 2011, where it was a total political convention, into the point where there's armed security agents roaming grounds.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the background noise.
Unlike Worlds 2011, where it was a total political convention where armed security agents were roaming the grounds and...
No, I don't know anything about that.
And there was even a printout sheet pasted on the front door where it says no 13-year-olds allowed, and anybody under 13 entering the premise will be thrown out.
That doesn't sound good.
That doesn't sound good, but thankfully all the backlash has got Wizards to clean up their act.
Yeah, no, like I said, I've been out of the circuit for 18 years, and coming back, everything runs smooth as clockwork, and I have no complaints about these or the way it's being run. It's really fun.
So there's no jam-ups, no people saying you can tell it's Mattel and that type of stuff, right?
Nothing. I've not had a bad experience at an event like this.
Okay. And what was it like working for Wizards in the early days?
One of the best times of my life. It was about 7 of us in a basement, and we were doing what we believed in. It was fun. It was hard work, and there was no money. But I really enjoyed coming to work every day because we were creating worlds.
It's just like Blizzard until they released Warcraft, where they can't even pay their employees.
Yep, it was exactly like that. I had to borrow money to pay for gas to get to work back then because there was no money at all. It was all going into the products. And when I joined Wizards, Magic wasn't on the radar for me yet. We were doing role-playing books. So when Magic came along, it got even more exciting.
Especially the joke from Adkinson regarding one day we're going to buy out TSR.
He did say that. Yep. And then it happened.
That we're going to get big enough and so we can finally buy out TSR. Yeah, that's it. That's going to happen.
Yeah, I was surprised when that happened, but he did it.
and you succeeded.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be so.
And I heard from Wackowitz in another podcast that something didn't go well during the Hasbro takeover. What was that all about?
I don't know what he's talking about, honestly.
Something about you being hauled out by security?
No?
You were never hauled out by security?
No. No, never.
So
I had lunch with security a few times, but never hauled out.
So Wackowitz wasn't telling the truth.
I think some stories have become created and or embellished over time, but yeah, no, there's nothing like that. When I left Wizards, Hasbro bought us out. I wasn't very happy working for them anymore because they'd become really big, and I had to deal with too many people to get something finished, and I wanted to leave, so I quit. But I gave my 2 weeks and left. There was nothing other than that happened. But now I'm interested. I want to track down how this story got started.
And what did you do after you left Wizards until your reappearance in 2010?
Well, I sort of quasi-retired because the buyout gave me the option to do that. And then I spent time making games and writing. I didn't do a lot of art in that time, though. I had really burned out, but I've written a novel that I'm hopefully going to get published in a book of short stories, and I've designed a bunch of games. The first one I did was Hills Rise Wild, and then Brian Snowdy and I have done one called Dead Fellas, which is a zombie mafia game. That's available now.
Yeah, I heard that from Snowdy at the Sword Show while we were talking about the best way to cut people open.
And Brian and I have about 5 other games that we've designed that we'd like to come out with, and I'm working on a video game.
Video game?
Yep.
What platforms are you working on?
All, I think.
All current generation platforms?
Yeah. It's more of a casual game, so it should be available on the Apple Store and on Steam. And the Xbox Store. I don't know about PlayStation, but hopefully it will. It's being done in Unity, so it'll be easy to port.
Hopefully Sony will accept it, right? Anyway, can you tell us about your involvement with Sera?
My wife was the lead artist on Sera. If you want to turn the camera and get a picture of her. Julie, he's asking about Sera.
Oh, are you asking about Sera?
So she was the lead artist. So.
Yeah, it was a great property.
Do you think you're gonna leave that?
I loved it. I did like 160 horses for it.
160 horses?
Yeah, to the point where you're done. The rest of my life, but it's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fans. We love it.
Awesome.
I mostly did writing for that property.
Especially the theme song?
I did write the theme song. Well, I wrote the lyrics. A friend of mine wrote the actual music.
A friend of yours wrote the actual lyrics?
Eric Spire.
Eric Spire?
That's what he does, is he makes music for TV shows and movies.
Awesome. And can you tell us about the story of Tundra?
Pardon?
Can you tell us about the story of Tundra, the dual land?
I don't know if there really is a story to it. I'm sorry, that's a piece that doesn't really have an interesting story. I wanted to do the tundra because I wanted to do some landscapes and the snow. My mom's a big fan of snow, so I thought I'd do the snow piece and it would make her happy. That's really the only story behind it. Oh, and in 4th grade, our big science thing was studying caribou, so that was sort of a throwback to my elementary school days. And caribou and reindeer are the same animal. I learned that.
And you put it there so you can give us a sense of scale about how big the landscape is, right?
Yeah, that was basically the reason they're in there. Now when I do them, I only put one in and a little more detail and make them bigger.
And hopefully you put in a few wolves, right?
Yeah, actually there's one I think I can show you.
One with wolves?
Here's one.
There's one with, that's caribou. Okay. Anyway, what do you think about the dual land revisions?
I don't know about it.
You didn't see them?
Nope. I have not seen them.
Well, the first batch was released in 2012 for Magic Online.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about them. So I'm afraid I don't have an opinion.
You have no opinion of it yet?
Nope. Art gets redone. I know that happens, but I haven't seen the art you're talking about, so I can't say anything about it. It's probably good.
Not even the Legacy Championship one?
I have not seen any of them, I'm afraid.
Interesting. Anyway, do you believe it is time for the reserve list to be repealed?
I don't even know what that is, I'm afraid. So, I have not played Magic since the dark. So if you're asking me game-oriented questions, I'm in the dark, because
okay.
I haven't kept up on it.
Okay. You're in the dark about it. Never mind. And should the GP expand into the realm of art workshops?
That could be fun. Yeah, if they want to.
If they really want to?
Yeah, they organize these events very well. I'm sure those would be organized well too.
Yeah.
And if there's enough demand for it, I think it could be fun.
Yeah, because I heard from other artists that said, I'm not going to Magic event unless there is some sort of art workshop component to it.
Art workshop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said that they're not going unless there's an art workshop component.
Oh, yeah. I'm not that vehement about it, but it could be fun.
Yep. And can you tell us about that time where you bagged a criminal and showed him who's boss?
Where I what?
Where you captured a criminal? That time you were in the news? Where you caught a criminal through Facebook?
Oh, the child molester.
Yeah.
Well, you can look that up online because we were interviewed by a bunch of networks over it. Basically, somebody had become attracted to my daughter and was not who he said he was. So my wife and I created a fake account on Facebook and linked to and friended someone we knew he was friends with and left it at that. Had he decided not to pursue it, nothing would have happened. And this was a fake account was a 14-year-old girl. Within 24 hours, he had friended this fake account and started sending really filthy messages. So we turned it over to the police and he went to jail.
And that was that.
That was that. He's out now, though. But we've heard that he wants nothing to do with us, so we haven't heard anything about it.
You really showed him who's boss, right?
We took him off the streets. He stopped annoying our daughter, so that's what was count.
And what do you think about 3D printers?
I think they're awesome, and I kind of want one because I like miniature gaming and I like making models. I'm not a big model maker, but I do enjoy it, and the fact that 3D printers will allow you to make anything you want, to me, that's science fiction right there.
Especially when you can print houses, guns, and all sorts of obscure things, and prosthetics.
Yeah, there's that. I was thinking more of just game pieces, but yeah, that would work too.
Especially that news article in China where it says we have succeeded in printing fully functioning houses.
Yeah, and also 3D printing working organs is interesting.
Yeah, I even see that. I've even seen that too.
Yeah, lung tissue and skin and all that and bone. That's going to change the world. That was an odd question, 3D printing. Where did that come from?
I asked Prince Snowdy about it.
Oh.
Anyway, do you agree with Arcade Post that Todd Lockwood can't wait for the end of the world?
Todd Lockwood?
Can't wait for the end of the world.
No, I can't. I talk to Todd quite regularly, at least over social media, and I've never heard him refer to the end of the world.
Whenever Post and I get together, Post is always saying, "Oh, he's always up in that house of his. I don't know what he's doing." And then I said, maybe he's just waiting for the end of the world since we don't know what he's doing up in that house.
Well, no, because if the end of the world would mean people can't buy his new book, and it looks great. So I imagine that he's not looking forward to the end of the world because he would like people to read his book. So yeah, I disagree with Arcade Post on that.
And before we conclude, is there any personal projects you'd like to talk about?
There is, but I can't because it's too early. Like I said, I'm working on this video game.
Okay.
And I'd like to promote it, but I can't legally talk about it yet.
Okay.
Because I have a non-disclosure.
Okay.
But if you get back to me when it comes out, I'd be happy to.
Just like what I did with Alexi Bricklow in regards to his other game, which was released as Remember Me.
Yeah. So yeah, contact me in the spring, and I'll be able to talk about it.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, Jesper.
Thank you.